What's up, people? You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair
Well, there we go.
out of Montclair State University, and this is the Morning Buzz, where every morning at 8 a.m. we bring you the best things. Full
Yeah,
stop. Just the
funny
best things.
because
I didn't
this
mean
is
I didn't mean to give you the death stare. By the way, you said that you said something and I didn't hear you, so I'm like, what did I do? What did I do?
we are here on 90.3 WNSC up from Montclair. There was just a little hiccup to begin
Yeah,
with.
I was just like, what I do? Why am I in trouble, Dad? I don't.
Look, Tara
It's
and I
not
know
my
how
fault.
Tara
I
and I know how to make
promise.
big plays. We know how to make big plays. The ball gets fumbled, and unlike Mark Sanchez, we don't run into the rear end of your center.
Yeah, unlike Mark Sanchez, we have a future. I hope.
I will say though, he was on the Masked Singer. He can sing.
Good for him. He's
The,
gonna need it.
apparently, he's been like working on Broadway before.
Maybe he just missed his calling. But by the way, I am Tara,
And I
and
am Philippe.
you
I am
are
Philippe.
Philippe.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Thank you so much for reminding me. Sometimes I forget.
So you're Beyonce. Thank you.
Of course, this is the wonderful Tuesday edition of the Morning Buzz. We're joined, of course, by both of our news contributors from both weeks. We have both Jaslyn and Caitlin here, since it is the last Morning Buzz of this semester, right before the holidays. And,
Yeah.
might as well bring everyone on and have a good time. And we're going to have our amazing Matt later on to do the sports. But first, Jaslyn, what do you got for our news?
Good morning, beautiful people. Today's a bittersweet day. I'm gonna miss these two a lot, but you already know we got to kick it off with our morning newscast. Good morning, everybody. This is Jaslyn on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair with your morning news update. Now, first up, for local news, New Jersey is expected to have up to 24 inches of snow this week. According to NewJersey.com, a major snowstorm is set to batter New Jersey starting this Wednesday, and we're expected to drop at least a foot of snow, with some places even hitting up to 2 feet. We're also expecting winds up to 50 miles per hour. And we're expecting power outages, all the usual things that come with being, a New Jersey native. So if I were you, just to, stay safe, I would stay inside, but I mean, hey, it's your prerogative. All right. Up next in travel news or international news, we have some new COVID guidelines. It's looking like every day there's new COVID restrictions. The certain industry groups are now saying international travel can safely start because of the new COVID vaccine, and which are expecting to roll out in certain areas as soon as Monday. According to Travel Pulse, the World Travel and Tourism Council has joined wow, why can't I speak today? It's like on the brain, cloudy brain. Major international industry bodies call for the restoration of international travel. Um, it is the belief that these groups can travel safely to restart without mandatory or widespread vaccination. The WTTC welcomes the incredible developments and hugely encouraging medical advances on COVID-19 vaccines, which has seen the beginning of the coronavirus vaccinations, which says the WTTC president CEO. So right now there are things that are going back and forth, but we're looking at safe return starting early 2021. So fingers crossed for that. But that's all we have for today for our news report. This is Jaslyn at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and I'm signing off for now.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Jaslyn. Uh, so we're gonna throw it over to Matt because we had a pretty crazy football game last night. Matt, tell us about this Ravens Browns game.
Oh man, let me tell you about it. Wait, let me just get my last good one. Dun 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 dun. Baltimore Ravens traveled to Cleveland, take on their divisional rival, the Browns. In the first quarter, each team ran in a touchdown. The second quarter was scoreless up until the Ravens got yet another rushing touchdown, this time from Gus Edwards. Ravens up 14-7. Browns with the ball, and Nick Chubb got his second touchdown of the night, rushing it in. With just a few minutes left in the half, the Ravens got the ball and drove down the field that ended with yet another rushing touchdown, this one from Lamar Jackson, to go into halftime with the lead 21-14. The third quarter began, and the Ravens kept their foot on the gas. Gus Edwards getting his second touchdown of the game now. The Browns down by 14. Did not give up. Kareem Hunt punched in a 5-yard touchdown to bring the score within 8 because they missed the extra point. The Ravens ended up scoring yet another rushing touchdown, this one from J.K. Dobbins. And at the beginning of the fourth, the Browns cut the deficit to 6 when they scored a touchdown and got the 2-point conversion, 34-28. We weren't done just yet. The Ravens failed to convert on their drive, giving the ball straight back to the Browns, who scored yet again, this time taking the lead and going up by 1. Ravens have the ball, 2 minutes left, down by 1. Lamar Jackson deep to Marquise Hollywood Brown, touchdown, and the 2-point conversion is good. Browns down by 7 with the minute and 50 seconds left. All it took was 4 plays to drive down and score another touchdown. 42-42. 1 minute left. Ravens have the ball for the win. They drive down, get to the 36. A field goal opportunity, 55-yard field goal. Justin Tucker, it's up and good. The Ravens advance to 8-5, and the Browns lose a tough game and go down to 9-4. And on this day in history, 40 years ago, Yankee great Dave Winfield was made the highest paid player after signing a 10-year, $15 million deal. For context, the highest paid player right now in MLB belongs to Mookie Betts, who signed a 12-year, $365 million deal. I'll send it back to you, Philippe, in the studio.
Thank you so much, Matt. As usual, great performance. As good as that game last night, I'll say. But
Thank you.
right now, we got the weather here in Montclair. It is currently 30 degrees. I got a high of 37, low of 23. Looking like it's going to be sunny all day. Kind of the calm before the storm tomorrow.
Literally.
Tara, how's the weather over there in Happy Valley?
31 degrees, going up to 39, down to 23. All the puddles outside are frozen. So be careful.
I saw
Watch
a
for
few.
black ice and stuff.
I saw a few on my way up from right by the reservoir coming up to the back of Montclair.
Oh, yeah. Be careful back there.
So, Tara, you wanted to say something real quick before we
Yeah.
start?
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you sing me some Sarah McLachlan, Arms of an Angel, sad piano music, please?
I can't verbally do the piano, but I can do in the arms.
Okay, just wing it. Just make it up.
of an angel.
Dear video production people at Montclair State University, WMSC, what did we do to you? Tuesday Buzz is never on the YouTube. Are we not as special as the other morning buzzes? We've been good. We've been good all year. I love you, video production people. Please don't leave me out in the cold like this. Please let us into the YouTube where it's warm and dry
If they're
and
cold out,
comfortable.
if you're cold outside, we're
Imagine
cold
how
inside.
cold the Tuesday Buzz is outside.
No, but seriously, we love you. We love you, video production people. It's great. You guys have a really difficult job. We're just-
Yeah,
Just
this
busting your
bothered
chops.
you.
it
Yeah,
this way.
this bothered you.
This is how I always see it when it comes to these kind of things. Unless the people we're dealing with genuinely are upset by what we say, which usually we hope they acknowledge, especially with friends. We love bossing each other's chops. You know.
Oh
the amount
yeah,
of
but
times that I
it
do
never
for-
never in a derogatory way.
No.
Never also I have no time for pranks.
Yeah.
Right? I this is a discussion for later or maybe like a different show, but I hate pranks full stop.
There is a lot. At least for me, there is a very, 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 very wide line. But I think we can, again, discussion for a later time. But
Yeah.
since you made the joke about the calm before the storm, let's actually talk about this storm. Jaslyn briefly mentioned it in her newscast because it is going to be pretty serious. She said up to 24 inches. It's a little strange for me because it's been a while since we've had a big December storm. The past few years have been like some snow in November. There was one year we had a storm on Halloween of all times, and then usually January ends up being our normal snowstorms, where we usually get one hit of snow in December. But they're not. We pulled different articles from different websites here in New Jersey. This one's from NewJersey.com. New Jersey snowstorm. 9 forecasters predict how much snow will fall in Wednesday's winter storm. Even though some parts of New Jersey got a light coating of snow from a fast-moving storm system on Monday, all eyes are focused on a much larger snowstorm that is expected to blast our region Wednesday into early Thursday.
I'm having regret right now because yesterday when we were getting like those couple like flurries and
Mhm.
then it was raining and it was just kind of gross.
Mhm.
I tweeted complaining that
Oh,
it
you never
doesn't
do that.
snow enough.
You never do that.
And like, oh, it's rain and snow, it's Mother Nature, make up your mind. And I didn't know this was coming, so I might regret
Mhm.
that immensely.
So we have here AccuWeather was predicting northern New Jersey is going to be hit the hardest, about 12 to 18 inches. We're going to see the max we're going to expect at any point is going to be around 30 inches, according to AccuWeather. This is their predictions. Down towards down moving south, there's 6 to 12 inches, and then towards the very southern part of New Jersey, 1 to 3 inches. And some parts won't even catch any snow.
Yeah, like the closer you are to Philadelphia, the closer you are to heck, so it's warmer.
Yeah, like and then the weather forecast office in Mount Holly put out their own map as well, where there is mixed precipitation in like from Vineland all the way up to the area of Morristown. So it's going to be some rain and some snow.
Okay,
So
that's not too far from where we are.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm caught in that area right there, very close to New York City. And then down, past Vineland, down in the Atlantic City, Cape May area, we're looking at mostly just rain. Up north, when you're looking at Wantagh and the northern areas near Allentown in Pennsylvania, it's mainly just snow. So that middle area where we are now, we're going to be hit with a mix of both, probably not the heaviest snow. It's going to be interesting to see. Newark is expecting 13 inches. This is a map from the National Weather Service forecast. Um, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And again, especially for the more suburban and rural areas here in the state and even the cities, we're going to get hit. We're going to get hit specifically with some outages. We already had an outage yesterday at my house for some reason.
You were telling me.
So we had a couple minutes where there was, the flicker, and then you're like, oh no. And then we had another flicker, and it's like, okay. And
Yeah.
then as I'm doing, I was texting, and I'm like, I'm so burnt out from doing homework. I'm gonna, you were like, oh, take a break. My mom told me the same thing. The power went out, and I'm like, well, now I have to take a break.
Right. Now I have literally no choice but to take a break.
We
That's
have no. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's the thing, right? Is that like we in like this part of Essex County where Montclair State is.
Represent.
What's up? I feel like we always sit on the line of division between like two parts of the weather system.
We're a
Between like
subdivision, so to speak.
yes, Rush would be proud, but we like it's always like it could go either way with us. We could get the heaviest or not.
Mhm.
Like I feel like that's always the key. Even like growing up, that's always been the case about the area we're in.
So NorthJersey.com has a county by county snow distribution. If you look at Atlantic County less than an inch, mainly rain. Bergen County 12 to 16 inches. Burlington 2 to 6 inches. Camden 4 to 6 inches. Cape May less than an inch, mainly rain. Cumberland
Right.
less than an inch, mainly rain. Essex we're hit with 8 to 14. Gloucester less than an inch, mainly rain. Hudson 8 to 12. Hunterdon 12 to 18. Mercer 8 to 12. Middlesex 12 to 18. Monmouth 6 to 8. Morris 12 to 18. Ocean 1 to 4 inches, wintry mix. Passaic 11 to 17. Salem less than an inch, mainly
Again,
rain. Somerset 12
closer to
18.
Philadelphia, closer to heck.
Sussex 8 to 20, 18 to 24. Union 8 to 12. And Warren 18 to 24. My favorite
Right.
wintry mix, because that reminds me less of a weather system and more of just like when you have like a salad, when you buy those salad mixes,
Yeah.
you
It's
get
like
the
when
arugula and
leafy greens and
it's the spring mix, it's the wintry mix. You open it up,
yeah,
so
or like a
now
trail mix of some type.
yeah, trail mix. So we think I'm gonna stay home and stay safe.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing since the pandemic started.
Just business as usual. Hopefully no power goes out. Really
Right. Keep
concerned.
your stuff charged probably would be a good
Yeah,
idea.
so it's a good idea to charge things up. If you're a person that invests in a generator, you have a pretty solid. You're gonna have a pretty solid outlook for your future. But
Yeah, if you are somebody that invested a generator, get like a big extension cord and then call me. Because we don't.
uh,
Like
but
you know
yeah,
the big orange ones? Just keep going.
yeah, but we do want our listeners and our viewers, if you're watching us on YouTube after the fact, to please stay safe. Do this smart, be smart, stay smart. It's the same thing we've been saying throughout the pandemic. Stay smart, stay healthy. If
Yeah.
I really think, at least for me, if I don't have to get out of the house, I'm not going to get out of the house. The most I'm probably going to do is step outside and shovel some snow.
Yeah. See, I am one of those freaks that actually enjoy shoveling, but
It it depends for me because there's a part of my house that that small little alleyway to the right of my house where the
yeah,
other building is. That one is a pain in the neck to shovel because
I
it's so
believe it.
narrow.
I believe it.
The front is fine. The back is fine. The back is actually pretty fun because there's a lot of space for us and we don't need to shovel the entire thing. But that alleyway is probably the thing where we basically draw straws at my house to figure it out.
I got a question. What is Sam, your neighbor's little doggo?
Snow.
What is he hates snow?
He hates snow. He hates rain. Hates it.
Full stop.
Full stop. He goes outside, comes right back in.
Yeah,
The poor thing.
Sometimes Sirius will get, when the dogs get all like hoppy and jumpy when they see snow,
Mhm.
he'll get that, and then as soon as he realizes like
It's cold.
it's cold and my space to use the bathroom has been encroached on by nature, like he'll just like book it back in.
He's a very interesting dog. I love him. I miss him
He
to
is.
death.
I miss Sam too. I mean, like yeah.
Yeah,
But I wanted to New Jersey 101.5. Did I not put the link to the Twitter version in? I wanted to see there's some feedback on social media I wanted to get to. I think I dropped the wrong link in. Well, never mind. Social media doesn't exist.
social media isn't
No
real.
one's talking about the storm at all.
But
no one. I
think
guarantee you. You
we
can
have
take it from me.
I noticed today we're
It's
very New
crickets.
Jersey news
It's
heavy.
crickets. It's
Crickets.
silence. No one is talking about
Not
the
a
storm.
creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Not even a New Jerseyan preparing with pet safe pet rock salt
Gotta get
and shovels.
the bread and milk.
Oh God. Okay, why is it that every time this happens, people act like it's the apocalypse and they get like going at the bread and milk?
I think
Dazzlin, that head shake.
But it's like bread and milk though. Like, wouldn't you get non-perishable items? Like, why was the first thing you would take? You get at least 2 weeks out of it, and then it's done
Right.
up. So why would you go get bread and milk?
I just keep thinking of a video of that New Yorker because the New York kind of is the same attitude when it comes to these snowstorms. It's just the dude with a thick like New Jersey, New York Italian accent saying, "Gotta get the bread and milk," slowly, progressively getting more frantic and screaming louder and louder and louder. And that's really how this state handles it, and New York as well. But we got to do what we got to do. We're very New Jersey heavy on our news today. Tara, what do we got? We got something else up next. That's honestly, I saw it and I'm just like, good Lord.
Now, we at the Morning Buzz have an interesting, if complicated, relationship with our neighbors, Pennsylvania. But
Not as complicated.
not as complicated as this man's. This takes it to a whole other level. Man files phony liens against 32 New Jersey officials as payback for a traffic ticket.
So
A Pennsylvania man admitted to filing fraudulent liens against 32 current and former New Jersey officials in retaliation for a traffic ticket. Solomon Leiter, 41, of East Stroudsburg, pled guilty Tuesday to tampering with a witness, according to the New Jersey Attorney General's office. That charge was based on a bogus lien targeting a Denville police officer who ticketed him and was expected to testify against him in court.
So for those of you who in layman's terms, because I know I needed to look up as well what a lien is. A lien, according to Google's definition, is a right to keep possession of property belonging to another person until a debt owed by that person is discharged.
This is
And
from NewJersey.com, by the way.
in this case, the lien itself is fraudulent, as the article says. So he was basically just saying, like, I'm going to put this on you and you're going to not testify against me. And then
Right.
they find out there is literally no grounds for it. There's a paragraph here. The UCC filings, which is the Uniform Commercial Code, submitted to New York State's online registry, are legal notices that a creditor files to show they have a security interest in the personal property of a debtor. So this was back in February 2019 that he filed them. Denville officials found out. It included the town's former police chief, a municipal court judge, and court clerk. Basically, everyone involved in the process of him receiving the ticket and him having to show up for
Right.
court
Or
was-
might be involved.
Well,
He just covered all his bases. He's like, you know what? I'm threatening all of you people.
he cast a net. In hearing this
handing it out for free.
a lightener agreed to drop all the filings. Authorities said the case was investigated by the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness, which has warned of similar tactics, including fraudulent liens against government officials.
Is this a
So
thing? Is this a thing that people do a lot, I guess, that think they could like, oh, I'm in a situation where I'm in trouble for something trivial. Let me just threaten my way out of it and no one will care.
it seems
That
like
ticket was probably $10, and now you went and caused all of this for
well,
why?
I will say
Right.
something. If we're talking about tickets for that you get out of your state, they can get expensive. I got a ticket for tailgating when Tara and I were driving to a wedding in for one of our friends in Pennsylvania, and that ran me over $200. The ticket itself was like 30 something, but then it was like fees in terms of like
Yeah, that's how they get
EMTs,
you.
fees about the police officers showing up, the services, and then even years later, actually recently, it transferred over state borders and hit my insurance. So I'm paying more on insurance now because of that ticket. The only good thing is usually those kind of things last on your insurance for 3 years, and it's been 2 years since that happened. So I only have to pay twice that extra rate. So I don't have
That's
to worry about too much.
wild.
But
Like I get it. Like I get it, right? Like especially in a situation like this, I get it. Or you think you've been done wrong, or maybe you actually have been done wrong. I
yes.
don't know, but like this, never in my life has the thought crossed my mind of, oh, here's how I get out. Let me pseudo blackmail the entire state of New Jersey, and then in a legal environment where everything is tracked to every last piece of paper. Like, let me use that to try to blackmail these people, or try to not blackmail exactly, but try to do harm to these people. Like, it's 32 people. Like, was he just like pulling names out of like Google, like Googling the departments that these
Pulling names
people
out of
were
a
in?
hat.
Yeah, like what is
Because like
this?
where my mind goes is like, what if somebody has like the same name, but like they're like a bread farmer or
Oh,
something,
what if they
and then they
what if
get
they
hit
hit
with like a
someone that doesn't?
lawsuit,
Oh
and
no.
then they're just
Out of
kind of like,
nowhere.
I'm like, I was just minding my business. Like I don't know
Who
what
are
happened.
you? But here's the thing, right? I think that probably happened already, because how many like there's no way that all 32 of these people were involved in this traffic ticket. Like there were probably people in there like, what, why is
People
this
in there
guy
that would be
naming
involved
me?
down the line, and he wanted to
Maybe.
just cover the bases. This is interesting to me because this seems like, um, on the levels, this seems pretty low level in terms of trying to, circumvent consequences for actions done, and this is like several steps below a slap suit, for example, and that's an acronym for strategic lawsuit against public participation, which is basically meant to censor, intimidate, and silence critics by burdening them with the cost of legal defense until they abandon their criticism and opposition. This is the definition for Wikipedia. Very similar to what happened with Gawker years ago,
Oh yeah.
which again, I
That was a
believe
cluster of the highest order.
there is a documentary on Netflix about what happened with Gawker and the Hulk Hogan video, explicit
It's
video.
wild. We
Um,
both watched it separately, I think. It
yeah,
is
for
wild.
it is very much an example of just I'm not going to say ridiculous because there were some grounds for the actual issues there. Gawker was not exactly a bastion of journalism.
Right,
Um,
despite how they later tried to paint themselves as they were
they
dying.
they had a lot of very salacious articles and a lot of stuff just outing people and targeting people. But
And there was a lot of dangerous stuff that they did. Like, it went
yes,
beyond tabloids. Like, they had, like, I remember, this is a total tangent, but like they had like tracker stuff where people could like report celebrity sightings and
mhm.
stuff in real life locations and times, but they're weird. That's a whole nother story for a different day.
But it
This
connects
is
to the
funny to
level.
me.
This connects to level because this is at least the one we're talking about was handled pretty well. I would say
Right.
it
Hulk
kind of
Hogan didn't get involved.
it became harmless on that level, but this stuff can get very can get as you start moving higher up the ladder and more powerful people start getting involved. Could you imagine someone who has money and power to do this kind of stuff and just create never ending um lawsuits and court cases? So
Yeah. But I mean,
on
the thing was, like, when I read the story and I read the title about, this guy's got, you know, all this lean in New Jersey, wait for Young Money to come through and Little Wayne's gonna visit.
Really? Is
Yeah.
that what's happening today?
I hate you.
I know.
Is this where we're going?
Please.
But yeah, it's and again, PA, look, we love you. We do love you. You're like,
keeps happening between us.
look, we're like, I wouldn't say siblings because I think there's enough still a degree of separation, but we're like cousins at Thanksgiving. We like to beef. We like to start arguing over the cornbread and the mashed potatoes and the stuffing. But at the end of the day, once we start drinking that eggnog, we love each other.
All right.
I've seen people drink eggnog at Thanksgiving.
I was a little confused.
I've
I'm
seen
with
people
you
do it.
though. I'm with you.
I've seen it, but you're kind of like, I think there's a lot of connections we have to PA, a lot of similar
Yeah.
ideas. We both hate New York,
You took the words out of my mouth.
and in New York,
We both realized
your-
that the
check yourself.
Rangers are basura and like deserve nothing. Like we both acknowledge that. We know that on a deep and spiritual level, you know.
yeah, but just watch yourself in New York. But
Speaking, you are right. We do have a very New Jersey heavy story list today. So
we do, and
this one was wild to me.
So this is this article from NJ.com. NJ-based quick check chain bought by a large retailer for $645 million. New Jersey-based quick check chain is about to have a new owner. Murphy USA announced Monday that it had reached an agreement to acquire the White House Station-based convenience store and gas station chain for $645 million. Murphy is a leading retailer of gasoline and convenience merchandise with nearly 1,500 sites located primarily in the Southwest, Southeast, and Midwest United States, according to a release from Murphy USA. The majority of Murphy USA's locations are located in close proximity to Walmart stores. And I started reading a little bit more into it. They started up the mic. They started moving away from their partnership with Walmart and working with other companies, and now they're gonna, have the ownership of these quick checks and gonna, I assume, put their own gas stations there as well. They
What
have
are the odds, by the way? What are the odds that a New Jersey-based chain gets bought by a company named Murphy?
You talked about this yesterday, and it's weird. It's very weird, and there's absolutely no way that Murphy USA looked at and like, oh, they're Governor's Phil Murphy. Let's buy this company. So this is we have a quote from the CEO and chairman Dean Durling. Quote, Quick Check and Murphy USA both reflect a family heritage and strong people culture. I'm thrilled by Murphy USA's commitment to honor our legacy and preserve our brand while learning from our business model. I am proud of what we have accomplished in making Quick Check what it is today, and I'm excited about the opportunities for continuing growth and success in the next chapter in Quick Check's journey. I know Quick Check's dedicated employees and valued customers remain in good hands. Look, the statement's just a press release. There's really, I'm not going to say there's nothing of substance there. It's just kind of like, we're going to get this business and we're going to keep working on it. And Quick Check, I wouldn't say Quick Check is my go-to convenience store. I'd much rather go to a Wawa or a 7-Eleven.
Oh, we'll get in. We'll parse that in a second, but
I want to go to a Sheetz. I will say that. I do want to go to a
Sheets are wonderful. I did a little bit of reading of these Murphy people. They seem on the up and up. Like they have a pretty decent commitment to, lowering sulfur and stuff in their diesel fuels, and they seem like a decent company. I don't know the ins and outs of how they work, but they seem good. Like they seem to have their priorities in order.
Yeah, they do.
Let's talk about it though. I mean, let me tell you something.
Wait, what is Sheets?
Sheetz
Okay,
is
so
basically Wawa, but
Sheets
PA.
is like you go and it's a gas station and it's also like a food mart and
It's
like
it's very much, just Wawa but different.
but bigger. It's Pennsylvania. Sheets is Pennsylvania's domain.
It is
right.
the one convenience store that I will sit there and say that I cannot categorically say Wawa is better.
I've been there. I've been to Sheets. It's different. It's different. It's a different vibe. Also, a lot of them are allowed to sell liquor. So hey, but
It's a vibe.
it's a whole
It's a
vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's
You
always
walk into
interesting seeing
Sheetz-
something that's ostensibly a rest stop selling liquor. But anyway,
A rest stop. No, I was just telling them like I had never even heard of Wawa till college.
Wawa is very
So-
that hurts.
southern
I
side of New
know.
Jersey.
Like-
It's you go down to Florida, there are tons of them. Like
Yeah.
they're everywhere. But
Really?
I only knew Wawa from traveling, and then
Yeah.
like now I think there's like two and near the area where I live now, but that wasn't until like high school, so
Yeah,
I
they-
didn't
the
grow up
move-
with them.
The move north didn't start till recently. I remember growing up that it was like a South Jersey thing. Like it was when we went down the shore for the summer, we had to have the Wawa for breakfast because there was no other time that we would get it.
Oh, hold up,
Right?
hold up.
So,
Amanda,
like,
Amanda,
special.
Amanda, we love you. We think you're great. Central Jersey doesn't exist.
Amanda, our producer, is in the chat.
She's a wonderful human being. She's probably one of the, she's
Beautiful
fantastic.
human.
She's done a fantastic job this semester working as Ryan's assistant, and then now she's getting promoted to become the actual head morning bus producer. Congratulations to her. And Kenny Horn is coming in to take her spot.
It's imaginary.
But
Exactly.
She's on about Central Jersey.
It's
He said-
Narnia. It's Narnia.
Doesn't exist.
It sounds like a wonderful place, but that's all it is.
It doesn't.
Oh,
It doesn't
vast
exist until you
wasteland.
need it.
Exactly. It's
Honestly.
I will always say this, and I will always say this, but yes, and you are correct. What people describe as Central Jersey is the area where Wawa is most prominent, but that's
yeah.
geographically what would hypothetically be Central Jersey is where
Like,
you
what is even the scent? Like, there's no scent. We'll get into that another
but
time.
I think that's a conversation that will never end, and that's a thing I love about New Jersey is the fact that we will argue with each other without actually getting angry over these things.
And nobody will ever understand because they're gonna be
No.
like, "What do you mean?" Like,
it's-
imagine going to like Kentucky and talking about this. You're gonna be like, "What are you
it's
talking
like
about?"
I think my favorite meme is the one sitting down at the dinner table. It's like 49 states and then two people fighting. It's South and North Jersey fighting over stuff like Central Jersey and Taylor ham versus pork roll and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love
Pork
that.
roll sounds disgusting.
Nobody
Nobody calls it pork roll, South Jersey. You are objectively wrong.
Look, I will end this debate from the day one. The reason why there is a debate is because originally it was called Taylor's prepared ham. But like the 30s and 40s, the FDA changed their definition of what ham is. So the company kept the brand name as Taylor ham, and then it shifted the name of the product to pork roll, which is something more acceptable. So really, if we're gonna start beef with someone, we should beef with the FDA.
But it's like those freaks that call GIFs GIFs.
Oh,
Like, where did you get the letter J? It's the
Liam-
letter G. It's right there.
Our friend Liam finally stopped doing that, but I remember it just going
It's
at
so
him.
simple. Just read. Just read.
But
It's
we're gonna-
right there.
We're gonna take a quick little break. We're gonna play you a couple little messages real quick. And then we're
Wawa
gonna
is
be back.
superior to Quick Check in every way. Maybe their new owners can make them better.
Maybe their new owners can make it better. I do kind of hope that that's what happens. Quick Check. It's not to say Quick Check is terrible or anything, but
They're not on the level. They're not on the level
not
of
the best
Wawa.
option. They're not the best option.
See, we went into a story about Quick Check getting bought, and what did we immediately start talking about? Not Quick Check.
I think
They're
it's
not
a
there.
little
They're not there. Quick Check is what I like to call emergency food.
emergency food. Well, it doesn't help too that Quick Check tends to be closer to the rest of us to us than Wawa and well, especially Sheetz because Sheetz you can't find it. 7-Eleven hit or miss. In
Sheetz
terms
is
of the location.
Pennsylvania's turf.
Yeah. But we'll be right back. I'm going to play a couple little things and then we'll hop right back in. I will say I just played a holiday ID for our station that was a pop punk cover of the 12 Days of Christmas, and that was absolutely amazing. I loved it.
Nice.
Because of just things with YouTube and everything. We through the actual stream on Facebook and then later on the Zoom recording on YouTube. You won't hear it, but you can hear it if you tune into our station.
On 90.3 on the FM radio dial if you're in Montclair or anywhere in the world on WMSCradio.com or the iHeartRadio app.
We never miss a chance to plug. No.
Nah, but when you got those opportunities, like why not?
Why not?
So speaking of music and things you can find on the iHeartRadio app.
Ooh, let's go. Let's talk about this. I love it. It's fun.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. Oh boy, Mariah Carey returns to number
That's
one.
why you're gonna give us Tara. I was like so excited for more.
No, you gotta.
If I
tease.
try to sing right now,
it.
let me tell you what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be like good Mariah, like peak Mariah. If I try to sing right now, you're gonna get present day Mariah, and you don't want that.
So
I know she did not just shade the queen. Tara,
remember a couple years ago when she ghosted on all the practices and then showed up and was like, "Make my wish come true." Yeah.
Look, she's smart. She put out the original recording of it, which was fantastic, and she collects that paycheck every holiday season.
Listen, I know her residuals go like this,
Look,
like November 1st.
November 1st.
it's when you're looking at
Start
like
cutting the checks.
the Google like search results, and it's like January through November, you get little spikes, and just like kind of like, and as soon as it hits the holiday season, it just goes through the roof. But look,
This is wild because this is Billboard though. This isn't just like, oh, it's
no,
a
this is the
meme
Billboard
that's
Top 100.
interesting.
This
Yeah,
Hot 100.
it's
Sorry.
number one right
So
now.
from their own website, Jose Feliciano's Feliz Navidad also hits the top 10 for the first time 50 years after original release, which is surprising because I hear that song every year. It's like Feliz Navidad, da, 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 Feliz Navidad, which is also a fantastic song because when you hit the I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas, amazing. But the article goes, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You returns to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 Songs chart, rising from number 2. The song first released on Carey's album Merry Christmas in 1994, which was first reigned for 3 weeks last holiday season, adds its 4th total week atop the Hot 100, tying for the most time another one song among holiday hits the charts in the 62 history. The Carol is one of the record-tying 5 Yuletide songs in the Hot 100's top 10, joined by Brenda Lee's "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree," of course, Bobby Helms' "Jingle Bell Rock," Andy Williams' "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year," and in the top 10 for the first time, 50 years after the release, Jose Feliciano's "Feliz Navidad." Again,
Wonderful.
all amazing songs. All amazing songs. I will say, I do like the MCR cover of "All I Want for Christmas."
Yeah, and my clowning of Mariah has no basis in reality. Everybody
It's
has
just
an off
look.
performance.
Sometimes
She's fine.
you love
I'm not. I
clowning.
wasn't trying to.
You can clown those that you love. I feel
Yeah,
like
but
that's
honestly, I feel like she's proven herself. You know,
Oh
it's not
yeah.
like it's like
Oh
she's
yeah.
just had such a high run. Like I think she's allowed to kind of have one major screw up.
Oh, she's
And
beyond. She's in the legendary lane. Like, but that's like a household. She's like the type of person that's a household name, even if you don't know a single song by her.
exactly.
So my clowning has no basis in
yeah.
reality whatsoever.
So we're gonna talk about like raw numbers and data right now, and we're talking about stream sales and airplay here from this Billboard article. Drew 31.4 million U.S. streams, up 19%. Sold 7,000 downloads, up 8% in the week ending December 10th, according to Nielsen Music /MRC data. It also tallied 27.1 million radio airplay audience impressions, up 11% in the week ending December 13th. So this past Sunday, the track spends a 7th total week at number 1 on the streaming songs chart and rises 9 to 8 on digital song sales and from 27 to 22 on radio songs. It also crowns the multi-metric Holiday 100 chart for a 43rd week of the chart's 48 total weeks since the list launched in 2011. It has topped the tally for 28 consecutive weeks, dating to the start of the 2015-2016 holiday season. Since release,
pop songs that don't do this well.
Since its release, the song has drawn 4.1 billion in total radio audience, 1 billion on demand streams, and 3.7 million in download sales in the US. The sales being so low is always interesting to me because you really don't buy that song. You just either listen it to on the radio or now with the advent of streaming services, play it on Spotify, Apple Music, play it on Pandora, iHeartRadio, all those other services. But it's fantastic. It's great, and always reminds me of what year was this that this happened?
What year was this?
The Rage Against the Machine.
The Rage Against the Machine thing in England, I think, was 2016. I think.
So
But that's amazing. While you get the details on that story, let's talk for a second. This is amazing because there are like modern songs, right, that come out that don't do these kind of numbers.
no, there is no like
Like
even-
songs younger than this that have been on Billboard's Hot 100, like they don't do this well. So to see it not just a song from an artist, but from a Christmas song come in and put up these kind of numbers, that's awesome.
It's kind of amazing the way that it's able to do this.
I'm just surprised it took this long though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Like, I really do put it up there with like real Christmas like oldies. So I'm surprised it took that because that's a song that is up there. There's newer Christmas songs, like original Christmas songs, like maybe, you know, Chris Brown's This Christmas or Ariana Grande Santa Tell Me. Like there's newer ones, but like I've always said, like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, like that's a staple. You know,
Yeah.
like it's earned its right to be up there.
100% and 100%. And some of like there's been like you said, like there's been a lot of newer stuff. Uh Taylor Swift put her hands on Last Christmas by Wham for no reason. Don't know why you felt the need to do that, Swifty. That's a great song by a legendary artist. But
Every time I listen
anyway,
to that song, I get sad because the original is so much better.
May
Like,
he rest
yeah.
in peace.
like, and look, I will
George
say,
Michael's goat.
amazing.
Like
So this was in early December 2009. There was an English DJ named John Mortar and his wife Tracy. They launched a group on Facebook, encouraging
this is a corollary story to
people to
Christmas.
buy "Killing in the Name" by Rage Against the Machine before Christmas because they were hoping to prevent the winner of the X Factor from hitting the Christmas #1 for the 5th year in a row.
And they did. It was
I-
wonderful.
By December 15th of that year, they had 750,000 people.
For those of you that don't know, by the way, somehow, the X Factor is one of those Simon Cowell, let's just make people look stupid and then have them sign predatory contracts so we can profit off them type of talent shows that kind of started the whole talent show craze.
Also, an important thing is this campaign, when X Factor received the money, they donated some of the profits to charity. So Rage Against the Machine, the supporters were encouraged to also donate to charity. Alongside the group, they created a Just Giving page to raise money for the homeless charity Shelter, which as of December 20th at that time in 2009 raised over £70,000, which comes out to $110,000. So they weren't just trying to be, rubbing it to grain. They were also doing something good. Simon Cowell was upset with it. He called it stupid and cynical. While Rage Against the Machine started getting support, Tom Morello said that it'd be a quote wonderful dose of anarchy, and they expected to donate the profits they received to charity. People like Dave Grohl, Muse, Them Crooked Vultures, Liam Howlett, The Prodigy supported the campaign. Paul McCartney received support from the campaign.
No one likes you, Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
No one likes that you literally just terrorize artists and ruin them and run them out of profits and stuff. And
In
what you've done to the
2010,
music industry, the
and this is
TV world,
amazing.
get out of here.
In June 6, 2010, afterwards, they performed a concert for 40,000 fans at Finsbury Park. On stage, Tracy and John Mortar, the people who started the campaign, were handed a representative check in the amount of £162,713, representing the proceeds from donations to Just Giving and royalties from the sale of the single. So the money at the end of the day still went to a good cause, and it's featured in 2011 edition of the Guinness World Records under the category of fastest selling digital track in the UK. There was over 500,000 downloads in the first week. So not only was this amazing and funny to watch, to see happen, the money went, at the end of the day, money was still being made and donated to charity. But you wanted to talk also about the link for Twitter.
Right, I wanted to get a little social media feedback, and this time I actually did remember to put the link from Twitter. Unlike
Mariah
with the Storm
had her own.
It exists now.
Yeah,
Social
Mariah
media
had her own
exists.
statement. She said, "Wow, emoji with head exploding, partying emoji with." Oh, here, if I hover over it
please
on
give me
Twitter,
the play-by-play of the emojis.
wow, exploding head, partying face, starstruck, smiling face with 3 hearts, and smiling face with halo. I truly wasn't expecting this at all. Eternally grateful for the enduring success of the song. Quote, I don't want a lot for Christmas, end quote. Just wish for a bit more joy, some holiday spirit for all, especially this year. Merry Christmas. Love MC. She signs off with a Christmas tree emoji, snowflake emoji, heart emoji, and peace sign emoji. So, yeah. And then a lot of the tweets are just Billboard talking about other songs that that have hit and other just top 100 hits.
This outdid BTS,
which is surprising to say the least.
Yeah, Dynamite by BTS went down to number 5, and then All I Want for Christmas Is You went all the way up.
I will say it's interesting because BTS, their record company, had them record a Christmas themed version of Dynamite. So I wonder what that will hit the charts like if they do release it. It is tied for the record for the longest leading song at number 1 on the Hot 100. Can I think Tara can probably see this tweet, but everyone else, both Caitlin and Jaslyn, can you guess what has the tie for the record for the most played song and the most spent on the Hot 100
Of the holiday
of
songs.
the holiday songs? I don't know if you'll guess it. That's
It's
the thing.
bad.
It's the
It's a bad day.
It's the Chipmunk song
Oh my goodness.
by the Chipmunks with
Canceled.
David Seville.
Everybody's canceled. Oh, is it
No.
Christmas time?
Why?
God,
Out of everything.
I'd rather put.
I forgot that existed, to be honest. But
Remember, there was like a time where everything was a chipmunk. Like everybody used to make every song like a chipmunk version.
Yeah.
yeah, the movies were
Scary
so
time.
like.
I will say I want to hear a version of it sung by Kermit the Frog.
Give me
All
what
for
would that
Christmas.
sound like? Give it to me. Give it to me.
I gotta prepare the voice. How does the song start? Can you feed me the lyrics right now? Feed me the lyrics.
Christmas time is here.
No.
Oh, what song we talking about? What song we talking about?
All I want. Wait.
Oh,
I'm not.
Oh,
we can
that's-
tell you-
I don't want a lot
Don't
for
want
Christmas.
a lot for Christmas.
Kermit the Frog here. I don't want a lot for Christmas.
There's just one thing
Yes!
I need.
I'm sorry. I can't
That
keep going
is
'cause
so accurate.
That was good,
YouTube's
that
also
was
gonna hit
good.
it. YouTube would also hit us because after a while they'll hit you. They'll hit you for it.
We're
But
not allowed to have fun on.
I will
YouTube.
say, I know Tara, you're not the biggest fan of this, but the cover that the Muppets did of "Once in a Lifetime" by the Talking
I
Heads.
didn't say I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I just said there's nothing in this universe that could prepare me for that. Like, it just caught me. It was like a bus,
Just
like getting hit by a bus.
Just if you involve Kermit in anything, it becomes 100% funnier and more entertaining than it already is, in my opinion. I mean, there was so long Josh and I would do our Muppets version of Star Wars, where, which someone actually did a Palpatine as Kermit the Frog, but it's
Frog
fun.
plays too much.
The Muppets are terrifying to me.
It's treason then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
those
Muppets
are-
are. Yeah,
I love the Muppets. I
They're
think
terrifying.
They are a little horrifying to a degree, but I think it's entertaining enough. They're not that terrifying. I love seeing like
Chipmunks
I
or
love
Muppets
seeing like
in a fight. Versus.
I'd go for the Muppets.
Muppets all day, every day.
I mean,
but-
Monster would just clean them out.
Yeah, but just to wrap this story, agreed. Animal would clean them out. Just to wrap this story. God bless Mariah. Like, and there's so many amazing, amazing and not amazing Christmas songs, and I think we could agree this is the one to rule them
Mhm.
all. And I'm glad it's this one and not,
Mhm.
like that stupid "Where are you, Christmas?"
Oh God.
Like,
I-
I'm glad it's this one. Mariah, thanks for saving us from that.
I will say, it's funny. Amanda was talking. I mentioned Animal, and Amanda's talking. And she reminding of Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins.
We
Dave Grohl
couldn't
has
get
had
through one buzz without name dropping.
Dave Grohl has had a drum off with Animal on the old TV show that was on ABC. So,
What if there's somebody listening to us that just hates the Foo Fighters? And they're just like, every week they're like, maybe there'll be a week that they don't mention them.
it's a
and then we do.
dedicated Tuesday Buzz listener who also hates Dave Grohl. And I want to say, if you exist and you're out there,
It's
I'm bo-
William Goldsmith.
I'm
He's the
both
only
sorry-
person.
Oh God, I'm both sorry and not sorry. But, you ever driven a lawnmower on a highway, Tara?
I've never driven a lawnmower, period. I've never had a rider mower. My uncle always insisted we didn't need one, so I pushed that thing all over this.
So, but apparently you didn't live the life this person lived, where a man riding lawnmower on US 75 was charged with a DUI in Topeka. This comes from
Come through,
KSNT.
Kansas. Come through.
KSNT, the local news, the NBC affiliate in the area. The Shawnee County Sheriff's Department had an unusual stop Wednesday afternoon on US 75 when deputies had to pull over a man riding a lawnmower. On Wednesday, December 9th, shortly after 3 p.m., the Shawnee County Sheriff's Department pulled over Dalton Hunt, 25. He's our age, as he rode a lawnmower on the southbound shoulder. He was riding on the shoulder. So
All
he
right.
was
At least he wasn't in traffic.
shoulder of the Northwest Highway 75. Hunter was arrested and charged with driving under the influence. The picture is just worth 1,000 words of his
His
face.
mug shot. I don't think we're gonna show it just because it
No,
is
just
a
it-
mug shot, but
it's
it's
a
just the
mugshot.
smile of like,
Yeah, I did.
yeah. That's what his expression says. It
I-
says, yeah.
You know, these stories are interesting and always fun to talk about, especially because of the fact that they there is no harm happening. I think that's my biggest thing. We talked about the kid taking over the bus and driving it around, and it was funny up until you kind of sit down and realize like what could have happened in terms of harming other people and
That's the same with this
themselves.
though. If he like got into traffic on
But
75,
he didn't. But the story with the bus, the kid did hit a couple things on the way there, so that was the one thing that wasn't as funny. This one is like, I don't think there's any fantasies of a 25-year-old thinking I'm gonna ride a lawnmower today on the shoulder of a highway. Is
You
more
don't
like,
know how bored some we get in class, dude. Maybe
I
you
mean,
as a senior, you're getting detached.
that's
You
why I
don't
get
remember the struggle.
that's why I
But
get
I've
dry
had
ice.
fantasies of taking those golf carts that they send like Rocky the Red Hawk around in, and don't actually do this. But
Never,
I've had
never.
fantasies of taking that thing and just peeling out of Montclair, never to be seen again. So don't generalize and
So
say that
if we know that a golf cart's missing, we know who to question.
I'm driving over
Yeah.
to Terrace. You just hear on the police scanner. We got a 504 golf cart,
Hey,
uh,
well,
female individual driving down the road in Cedar Grove, and
Oh, Cedar Grove cops have nothing better to do with their time. They would be on me like white on rice, dude. The Cedar Grove cops do like they're notorious for traffic tickets.
oh yeah, this is very true. But that's the thing when it comes down to the suburbs. A lot of times there's nothing to do.
Right, like that drug problem that we don't have. But so they give a lot of traffic tickets around here. But anyway, I just like I've had fantasies of it. And I've had fantasies of just peeling out of that thing like in Montclair. Just like I see those little like like by where that diner is on campus, those little like things. They're a little bigger than a golf cart, but they're
They're
you know
EVs.
they're plugged into the outlet. Just taking that thing and be like, man,
I mean,
class today
in
is not
theory,
happening.
if you ever had the time and the safety to go to a golf course, pandemic and all, I've seen people just use those and peel out when they're going from place to place on the golf course. So,
You ever
I
see
mean,
one with an engine,
like a physical, like an actual
like a
engine.
car engine? I feel like that'd be funny, like
I
just
feel
to
like that'd
have
be
one.
horrifying.
Just like you getting like, all right, let's go from the putting green to the next hole.
0 to
Like,
60 in 3.5.
yeah. And we'll smoke the tires like Back to the Future. Like it's just I don't know. I've thought about it, but don't do it. And like here's the thing too, right? I'm not sure you
I don't
could
like that
find a
laugh.
slow
I don't like that laugh.
I'm not sure you could find a slower vehicle than a lawnmower if you tried.
Tricycle. Like if you slapped an engine on the
Okay.
trike.
I don't think you could find a vehicle that's not pedal powered that's slower than a lawnmower if you tried. Like if you were like, what's the worst getaway vehicle I could pick? I think it would be a lawnmower.
Tokyo Drift with lawnmowers, ride on lawnmowers would be very disappointing. With the
How are you
movie.
gonna Tokyo Drift, dude?
Slow,
How?
very, very slowly. But
You'd
we are
fall
getting.
over.
You just hear the ding, ding, ding as they fall down. But we are getting here to the end of the show. This is actually the last Tuesday buzz of the semester. We do want to say we're still doing our 12 days of Christmas. We're doing the 10th day today for 10 best movies. So do tune in. Is it right at I want to confirm with our wonderful producer Amanda. Is it right after this buzz or is it later on in the day? I want to give our listeners the correct information if you are listening on air. Of course, if you are listening on YouTube or anything, um, you could
Yeah,
probably
it's right after the
probably upload.
buzz.
Yeah, it's right after the buzz if you're listening on air, so you can tune in or stay on air if you are already on air. But do listen to that. It was fun. We recorded the 12th day with Amanda doing our top 12 songs. Tara and I are going to be recording one at some point today. You'll eventually hear it at whatever day it happens to be. But yeah, I mean, this is yeah. You tune in if you're interested. We're not gonna force you. I mean, I'm not gonna show up to your house. That'd be unsafe.
I'm
Anyway,
not gonna ride a lawnmower to your house and be like, look,
it's 280 doing 15 on
drive it
280
like I
lawnmower.
stole it.
Tokyo
Drive it like
Drift
I
that
stole
thing.
it.
Ghost,
Yeah,
ghost,
exactly.
ghost,
Tokyo
ghost,
Drift
ri-
that thing.
ghost riding the lawnmower.
I'm doing this like you could definitely. Can you ghost ride a lawnmower?
I mean, they're slow enough
You
that
could
you
ghost
keep up
walk
with
a
it.
lawnmower.
Ghost trot a
But
Yeah,
lawnmower.
ghost amble.
ghost pleasantly stroll. But yeah, it's this is weird because this is my last morning buzz ever, unless I like sabotage or crash a Morning Buzz as an alumni. But yeah, I'm officially graduating in however many days it's going to be when the semester ends, because at this point I've lost track of all time. Um, it's weird. It's bittersweet too, because this buzz and last semester's buzz too, um, has been strange. Oh, I'm being told not the last one, but the last Tuesday buzz.
Less regularly scheduled one.
Yeah, last regular. So I guess I'm being roped into something at some point against my will, which is generally what happens.
Against your will, he says.
As if I
He
don't.
says against my will. All right, fool.
But yeah, it is odd. And I talked about on my last show of the Silent Planet, which wasn't even my last show, so now I've come up with a bit to kind of address the fact that I'm still on in the winter. But it's been weird. This semester hasn't gone the way that we expected. Neither did half of last semester, and we haven't been in the studio that often. And it would have been nice to be able to see your wonderful faces in person, but I guess I can see it on the screen. It's not as great as in person. They always say that the camera distorts and fuzzes up the face because of the quality of connection. But
And I'm
you know,
good with that.
it's been fun, and a lot of great memories from the buzz from when I first started as just a contributor to eventually co-hosting with a good amount of people between Josh, yourself, Tara, as well as Blake, who graduated last semester. But it's been fun, and I wish I could have had more time, because I don't want it to end. Caitlin and Jaslyn have been great news contributors to work with. Matt has been great for sports. This last semester working with Ryan and Amanda as our producers has been fantastic. And and Issa, our fact checker, has been great as well. I always feel weird acknowledging you, Tara, because we see each other on the daily. It's been 10 years since we're friends, so
Yeah, you're
it's like, oh
one.
my god, she's been so great to me and everything. And a text is like, what up, idiot?
What a B. One, I've told you how proud I am of you and the stuff you've gone through to get to where you are. And also, I'm not going anywhere. So if it sounds like I'm being dismissive, I'm not.
It's just kind of how it is with our relationship as friends.
yeah.
But yeah, I just want to thank everyone that I've gotten the chance to work with on the buzz, because it's been awesome. The opportunity to actually be on the buzz from those producers that I first worked with. I can't even remember who was on the buzz when I first started on.
Moses.
And of course Annabella for even being like, "Hey, you should join the buzz." And I'm like, "Okay."
All right, Mom.
But I wanna thank everyone that's kind of helped me along the way and been involved with my growth here. The glow up of me starting off and not even being sure what to do, and now finally being hopefully getting a career. But it's scary now. It's you don't know what
It's
to expect.
terrifying.
You don't know what to expect to begin with graduating and any career choices and everything, and trying to figure out what you're going to do on top of a global pandemic. But I'll figure something out. If not, you know life goes on, and I can just you got to be smart. You got to hedge your bets.
Lawnmower salesman.
Lawnmower salesman.
Yeah, or like a
exactly.
bread and egg and milk.
Vendor.
French toast
French
chef.
toast. French
Mark
toast chef.
up anytime it snows. When you would play Roller Coaster Tycoon and stuff.
$7,000.
Remember, you would play the Tycoon games and stuff where
Yeah.
you had to run a business, and anytime it rained, you would jack the prices of umbrellas up to the
Yeah.
highest they could go, and people would pay.
But
Very
Plenty of
As-
career choices.
yeah, as
Plenty.
scary as it's gonna be, I feel very much well prepared thanks to my time here at WMSC. It's been fantastic being able to work what is a college station that has been run like a premier professional station, because of not just the people running it at the very top like Annabella and the SMT, but as well as every single DJ contributor that I've worked with through my time, every ADJ that has been able to pass the test and become a DJ going forward. But you are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is Philippe signing off for the last time on the Tuesday Buzz, and thanking Tara, Caitlin, Jaslyn, Amanda, Matt, and Issa for always being there and always working with me and making my time here great. And I hope everyone has a great week. I hope everyone's finals go well, and have a
Stay
happy,
safe.
safe holiday. Be smart, be safe, and look out for each other. Also, stay safe during the storm, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, and with that,
Because if you do something stupid, we might report on you.
play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what I
you
always
might
say.
end up as a buzz story, and you don't
You
want
might
to
end up
do
as a
that.
buzz story. But I hope everyone has a great time. And if I don't talk to anyone on air. Have a great New Year, Christmas, Hanukkah, every holiday under the sun. Goodbye.
Peace.